fat in the abdomen is mostly visceral and semi-fluid. Visceral fat or abdominal fat is the body fat that is stored within the abdominal cavity. It is packed between the organs such as stomach, liver, intestines, pancreas, or kidneys. Men are more likely to have fat stored in the abdomen due to differences in sex hormones. While in women, female sex hormone causes fat to be stored in their lower body. When women reach menopause and their estrogen levels decrease, fat migrates from their lower body to their waist and gets stored in the abdomen. In this video, we'll talk about what is visceral fat and how to get rid of it. If you don't want to miss our videos, please subscribe to our channel and hit the notification bell to get notified every time we post new videos. Why do we have visceral fat? Abdominal obesity can have causes that aren't due to underlying disease. Causes can include your diet, a sedentary lifestyle, or excess alcohol use. If you have some belly fat, that may not necessarily be visceral fat. Belly fat can also be subcutaneous fat, which is stored just under the skin. Subcutaneous fat can also be found in the arms and legs and is easier to see. Visceral fat is actually inside the abdominal cavity and isn't easily visible, so we don't always know if it's there. And that makes it that much more dangerous. But it is usually preventable. It's hard to judge how much visceral fat you have. However, a protruding belly and large waist are two signs that you might have too much of it. Why is visceral fat harmful? An excessive visceral fat is known as central obesity or belly fat, in which the abdomen bulges out excessively. Fat cells do more than simply storing excess energy. They produce hormones and inflammatory substances. Visceral fat is also referred to as active fat because these fat cells are active and produce even more inflammatory markers. A persistent inflammation due to these hormones can increase the risk of chronic fatalities. It can also build up in the arteries and block blood flow, causing cardiovascular diseases. Visceral fat releases free fatty acids, which may cause fat to build up in the liver and potentially lead to liver insulin resistance and type 2 diabetes. It raises blood pressure quickly and can induce strokes and other obesity-related diseases. Excess visceral fat is also linked to breast cancer, colorectal cancer, and Alzheimer's disease. How can visceral fat be diagnosed? You can't measure your visceral fat percentage at home. The only way to diagnose visceral fat accurately is through medical tests. Clinicians and healthcare providers can use general guidelines to evaluate your fat percentage and predict the health risks it can pose to your body. However, you can figure out your waist-to-hip ratio, WHR, at home or ask your healthcare provider to determine these measurements for you. The waist-height ratio is particularly useful for people with type 1 diabetes. An ideal waist-height ratio is usually not greater than 0.50. Also, having a larger waist circumference can also strongly indicate abdominal obesity. How to get rid of visceral fat? Number 1. Do more aerobic exercises. Regular aerobic exercise, or cardio like medium to long distance running or jogging, swimming, cycling, stair climbing, and walking burns a lot of calories. High-intensity aerobic exercises are highly effective at reducing weight even without dieting. But combining a regular aerobic exercise with a healthy diet is more effective than doing either one alone. For starters, you can exercise at least 2 to 3 times per week and eventually take it to at least 30 minutes every day. Strength training or resistance training burns calories slowly over time as muscles get stronger and consume more energy. With each pound you lose some visceral fat. Number 2. Cut down carbs and add more proteins and soluble fibers. Low-carb diets are more effective at reducing body fat than low-fat diets. Ketogenic diets drastically reduce carb intake and replace it with fat. This can put you in a natural metabolic state called ketosis. Lean proteins, vegetables, and complex carbs, such as sweet potatoes, beans, and lentils, make a diet well-balanced. Eating more protein can keep off hunger by reducing levels of the hunger hormone, ghrelin. It also promotes good HDL cholesterol and boosts your metabolism. Rich protein sources include meat, fish, eggs, dairy, legumes, and whey protein. Soluble fiber is fermented by gut bacteria into short-chain fatty acids in our colon. Short-chain fatty acids are a major source of nutrition for colon cells. They also regulate fat metabolism by increasing fat burning and reduce visceral fat storage by suppressing your appetite. Sources of soluble fibers are flax seeds, sweet potatoes, legumes, grains, or any soluble fiber supplement. Number 3. Avoid trans fat. Eliminate processed, high-sugar foods from your diet regularly. Trans fats are artificially created by pumping hydrogen into vegetable oils. They are added to processed foods such as baked goods and potato chips because of their longer shelf life. Trans fats can increase visceral fat and therefore contribute to obesity. Number 4. Limit your added sugar intake. Added sugars are found in processed foods and artificial sweeteners. Consuming too much of it can easily lead to weight gain. Added sugar contains fructose, a simple sugar that is metabolized by the liver. In large amounts, fructose can get turned into fat by the liver, which may increase visceral fat storage. Number 5. Limit your alcohol intake. Excessive alcohol consumption is harmful to your health. It contributes to fat storage in the abdominal cavity. Drinking a large amount of alcohol, even for just a few days, can lead to a buildup of fats in the liver. Major risks of an alcoholic fatty liver include obesity and type 2 diabetes. Number 6. Quality of sleep. Excess weight and body fat increase the likelihood of developing obstructive sleep apnea. This condition occurs when the airway becomes blocked, either completely or partially, during sleep. These temporary blockages cause frequent awakenings, which in turn increase the risk for conditions such as high blood pressure, stroke, and heart disease. Increase your quality sleep hours. It is always better to consult your doctor if you struggle to get quality sleep. Number 7. Reduce your stress levels. Stress and anxiety stimulate our body's adrenal glands to produce more cortisol, a stress hormone. Excess cortisol can increase visceral fat storage. It also induces overeating. Practice yoga, meditation, deep breathing, and other stress management activities. Number 8. Try intermittent fasting. Intermittent fasting is an eating pattern that involves cycling between periods of eating and fasting. Unlike dieting, it does not restrict any foods. It simply focuses on when you should eat them. Alternate day fasting improves cardiovascular and metabolic biomarkers similarly to a calorie restriction diet in people who are overweight, obese, or have a metabolic syndrome. Number 9. Try a probiotic. Probiotics are live bacteria that can benefit your gut and digestive health. They are found in supplements and foods like yogurt, kefir, sauerkraut, and sour pickles. Certain probiotic bacteria from the Lactobacillus family can help you lose weight and visceral fat. Number 10. Visit your doctor. Consult your doctor for regular checkups. Certain tests can detect health risks associated with high incidence of visceral fat. They may also refer you to a nutritionist. Hope you guys liked the video. Share your thoughts in the comments below. If you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, please do so and hit that notification bell. See you in the next video.